Okay.
We'll do it live.
Okay. No.
We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live. Right. Fucking thing sucks.
What is up, dudes? Good fucking morning. I am still a little fucking tired, but I wanted to do this video after watching Bulldog and Donovan talk about this topic, and I just had a few things to put into it. I thought it was well done. I kind of like both those guys. You know, not my favorites, but you know, they seem like reasonable guys. They seem all right. Good morning, Dennis. How you doing? Level 1 online. Good to see you as usual. Appreciate you guys being here. But getting back to what I was talking about, Bulldog and Donovan did a stream talking about, you know, peace in the Manosphere, basically, and you know, we all need to come together and you know, all this, you know, get rid of all this drama, etc. And I will say that I am in agreement with this, actually. Good morning, real names not given. Good to see you too, man. You're a regular. Appreciate you being here, man. But yeah, there's a couple things I have to say about it, and I've said this on my own streams and videos, and again, I agree with what they're saying, but the problem is this. One of the major things they need to do, or we need to do, really, the Manosphere at large, I'm talking if you're MGO, TOW, or if you're just a regular red pill dude like me, or if you are, you know, out there attempting to fight the system as an MRA or whatever it is that you do, we gotta flush our fucking toilet, right? You can't just say, oh, we're gonna have peace and expect these guys to abide by that. It's not gonna happen, because you have a bunch of guys, one, that have mental illness, and I've been wanting to do a show about mental illness in the sphere for a while, and I had meant to do that when I had the psych nurse Cassandra on, or Cassie of Troy. I meant to try to get into that topic when I had her on, because she would know a little bit about that stuff, working with those types of people. Yeah, you did, Dennis. You did. You're not gonna get rid of that, or well, you can get rid of it, okay, but you're not gonna talk these guys into being peaceful and just chilling out and working together and putting aside their differences. That's not gonna happen. It's never gonna happen. That is a fucking gigantic pipe dream. If you just go on Miss Injury Today's fucking Twitter, and you're just gonna see nothing but jealousy and fucking hatred, you know, and you have a bunch of these gamma male types just like that, who just, they cannot stand that there are dudes out there that are just better than them, that are doing better than them. They cannot stand it, you know. So what are they going to do? They're going to try to sabotage them as much as fucking possible. I mean, you try to sabotage this channel, and I have like 214 subscribers. You know, of course, then again, I have a bunch of exposure videos on the guy, but still. I mean, but it's not just him. There's a bunch of guys, man. Like MGTOW Dictionary, Sidney Ragnath, whatever you want to call him. But he's a black pillar. You got Anthony Dream Johnson, right? I kind of, my Guilty Grift series, I wasn't naming these people, and it's not done yet. There will be 5 episodes. The 5th one will really dig into the problem, but so I don't want to reveal too much here. But you have legitimate mental illness. That's the point. You have legitimate mental illness. There is no cure for that other than flushing your toilet and getting rid of them. And then you have to keep in mind male competition, right? Even healthy-minded men are still gonna, you know, want to compete, and I mean, they're probably not going to play it as dirty as some of these guys that have the mental illness. They're still going to be dirty, man. They're still going to kind of semi try to undermine other people, and they're also just not going to work with certain individuals, which is fine. But the thing is, not a problem, but the fact of the matter is you're never going to get these guys to work together or to be cool, you know, cool enough to be on the same live stream and shit. That is an absolute pipe dream. So again, my suggestion is you flush the toilet. Now, how do you flush the toilet? For one, you have to take out the flashlight and you have to shine it on the darkness. You have to take the flashlight and you have to show it. You have to expose these people. You know, as much as you guys don't like exposure videos and you think it's just being catty or bitchy, it's not. So there are some people who come into this space who claim that they are subject matter experts in certain things, or that they can do certain things, and they're absolute frauds. And that causes problems. And then they get scared that they're going to be exposed. And when they're scared that they're going to get exposed, they freak out and they do some crazy shit. Right? Someone showed me this term. Hang on a second. I'll tell you exactly what the term is. It's a psychological term that these guys go through when they're getting found out. Just a second. Okay, it's called Narcissistic Mortification. I'm not going to go, you know, all psych on you, but I believe that's what the term is. I could be wrong. If you are, you know, a psychologist, or you have a degree in psychology, correct me if I'm wrong, please. By all means. Yeah, use capitalism. Agreed. You know, vote with your wallet. Absolutely. Yeah. Man, I'm not doing this from StreamYard. Otherwise, I'd send you some of you guys an invite to directly jump on. But I could probably talk to you on Discord, and the stream could hear you. So if you're interested in getting on voice and you have some input, by all means let me know. Hit me up on Discord, or let me know in the live chat, and we shall talk about that. So yeah, and that's kind of what I'm doing, the whole flushing the toilet thing. I'm just picking up the flashlight and shining the light on certain individuals. I don't even care like about the drama shit. I get nothing out of it. My channel is small. It's always going to be small, and I don't want to be a professional YouTuber, and I really don't want to make a whole lot of money being a YouTuber, because that's just my opinion. But I don't see that as like a stable income unless you become like fucking PewDiePie, right? So I mean, I don't know if people understand this. They must think that I'm trying to, you know, become a professional YouTuber or some shit, but I'm afraid that is not the case. All right, so chat, you're pretty quiet, man. Do you guys have any opinions on ideas or anything about how we can have peace in the Manosphere, or do you think there's like a 0% chance of us actually having peace in the Manosphere? Let me know what you think, because I think it's hard, because us dudes have the dominance instinct. You know, even if we like each other, still that competition. But competition breeds improvement too, though, if you ask me. So I don't have a problem with competition. It's just how you go about it. Are you a jealous little bitch that gets on Twitter all day and complains and calls other people shills and shit? Or do you want to improve your game? Do you want to up your game? Level 1 online, there will never be peace. I don't think, like, the peace that that Donovan and Bulldog want, or that they're talking about, I don't think that's ever going to happen. Just being real with you, man. I think that is a pipe dream. It would be nice if everybody worked together, but just too many people. There will always be some strife, essentially grifters. What can we find in common with them? Exactly. That's kind of what I was talking about. You might not have caught the beginning of the stream. Real names not given, but I said if you want that, you have to flush your toilet, which means you have to get rid of those very people that you just described. You have to expose them and flush your toilet and get rid of them. There's no other way. And that these guys don't want these exposure videos, or they think it depends on how you go about it. Like, I'm pretty factual. Like, this is what happened. This is what kind of person this guy is. This is what they've done. And I'm not presenting weak evidence. It's right there, right in your face. And I'm not done with that. But I'm just waiting for the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals before I deal basically the finishing blow to that guy. That's all I'm waiting for. I already have like enough stuff set up, but I want it to be the coup de grace, the finishing touch. Yeah, competition should drive innovation. Exactly, Dennis. Exactly, man. Up your game, man. If you don't like this other guy has thousands more subscribers than you, then you need to do something. I mean, that's one thing. Like what the John Anthony guy was talking about, the Rule Zero guys, is he was saying that they have really good marketing, right? And they do have good marketing. So why are you crying about that? Why don't you improve your marketing? Maybe you hire some more escorts to do more videos with, or I don't know, like figure something out, buddy. Our biggest issue is when men do not hold most of the assets women are winning. Well, one thing, I don't know if you watched the video, Dennis, if you watched the video, but one thing I definitely agree with is they're like, hey, the feminists are like laughing, and they're saying, well, shit, we don't have to do anything anymore. Like, these guys are destroying themselves, and they have a point. We are destroying ourselves. Like the war between the factions, everybody knows that I don't judge you for which faction, red pill faction that you're in. If you want to be MGTOW, if you want to be like a regular red pill guy like myself, MRA, whatever, as long as you're actually red pill, I don't judge you for any of that. Hell, I don't even judge most of the black pillars. I understand to a degree why they come to their conclusion. I just think, I think they should just work on themselves. And there's a self-confidence thing, like particularly the lookisms, but they're like giving up and just laying on the ground and giving up and saying, it's over, bro. Like, I quit. Like, and nah, man, I can't. I'm not down with that part of it. But the lookism, there is some truth to the lookism, and that's that. So let's see what else everybody's saying. We are facing a unified enemy, which is female nature and licensed weaponized hypergamy. Yes, absolutely, dude. Absolutely. You will find that even women who say they're not feminists and stuff like that, or even women that say they understand the red pill, I'll be talking to them and they will say some shit that sounds very fucking feminist. So you got to be careful. As they say, all women are feminists, at least to a certain degree. there has to be some kind of agreement amongst channels to not put down other people's channels or products. But the thing is, drama gets the clicks. Yeah, drama marketing, it does get the clicks. But the thing is, like, maybe people are taking it the wrong way. So you can look at it a couple ways. Let's say you put out, let's say this premise is only based on you being a good person and not being a scumbag who's selling a shitty defective product. But let's just say you do put out, you're a good dude and you put out a product, and the product has some defects, it has some flaws, and someone points out the flaws. You shouldn't take that as like an attack. You say, hey, wait, maybe this guy is right. Maybe I should fix the flaw to my product. Just like anybody else, like in the gun industry, right? So there's a gun that came out called the AKV from Palmetto State Armory, Palmetto rather. And it was actually I really want one. But when they came out, there was a flaw where the round would get stuck back in the I think around the trigger mechanism. There would be just a shell after you shot it. It would get stuck back there, and then it would cause a malfunction to the weapon. Well, guess what? Once Palmetto State saw enough videos saying, hey, this is a problem, this is a reoccurring problem in all these people's weapons, they fixed the problem. The guy who helped them fix it, who really pointed it out to him, was called MAC, M-A-C, or Military Arms Channel. So they fixed the problem. They put a bracket in there, and so that bracket that they put in there made it to where that flaw never happens anymore, and they called it the MAC bracket. So they actually thanked him for his video, his critical video that exposed the problem. So we got to do that with other guys in the Manosphere if they're putting out a defective product. But the problem is sometimes people know they're putting out a defective product, and when you expose that, then they get shitty with you. It has to be okay. I read that already. For some reason, okay, you corrected yourself. Yeah, I saw that. Okay, I thought you said something else. Never mind. But yeah, but you guys understand. So I don't think there's anything wrong with having a respectful disagreement with someone on something and pointing out, like, with logic. It's just like this guy saying, I do want to bring this up. So the John Anthony guy, is sitting here saying that Modern Life Dating stole his product, or Myron Gaines has stole his product. And here's the thing when it comes to game, all of this stuff, I guess you could go with the old biblical verse, there's nothing new under the sun. Like, a lot of stuff when it comes to game has already been figured out. There's guys that did all the groundwork a long time ago, 20 years ago. They went out there and they did the groundwork. Yeah, the scientific method requires testing. Absolutely. You shouldn't, if you're putting out a product that you believe in and you want it to be the best it can be, and someone challenges it and says, well, maybe this is wrong, or maybe this should be fixed, or I disagree with that, you shouldn't take it personally. You should not take it as a personal attack. And I think that's what we all need to do, because, like, people criticize me, or they say, I had some guy hashtag me, well, that actually was a personal attack, but still, I mean, I get criticism too, where people say they don't agree with me, and that's fine. People are going to disagree with you, and welcome to adulthood. I guess it's the manner in which they disagree with you that matters. Can they do it respectfully, or are they going to be little shitheads? Like, and here's another thing, with old Slabo Babo. Like, I gave him the opportunity to just, like, pay APOC and apologize for what he did and shit like that, and I'd let it, like, I would drop it. I would cease making fun of him. But see, I know he's never going to do that. He would never do that. Something as simple as, paying what he owed and apologizing for what he did. He's never going to do that. And that's part of that mental illness. Like a healthy-minded person, even if they're stubborn, they're eventually going to see, like, hey, look, like, yeah, I fucked up. And let me fix that. Like, there have been times where I've been in arguments where I thought I was right, and the other person thought I was wrong, and I ended up being wrong. And I was like, well, fuck, you're right, dude. You prove your point. Let me make up for it. Let me fix this. That's not hard. You gotta, have a healthy ego, swallow your pride, and do what's right. It's really simple. Not rocket science. But the unhealthy mind, the mentally ill, are never going to do that. People who suffer from, NPD are never going to do that. You have to accept that. Like, as a healthy person, you have to accept that some people are never going to change. Wish that weren't the case. I wish we could all unify and get shit done and help men and educate men. I wish that were possible, but it's not. But we can, I think we can move forward. We can do better. Just gotta flush that toilet, man. Are they willing to do it? Do you think flushing the toilet is feminine behavior? Not necessarily. If you're being petty, then yes, I understand that. If you're just being petty, then okay. Like, all right, sorry, that shit keeps moving for some reason. It makes it look like it's someone's chatting. My eyes are geared towards movement. No, I don't think it's. Sometimes it's petty, yes. Sometimes it's petty, and I'll agree with that. But a lot of times it's not. I don't want some guy giving people advice who don't know what the fuck they're talking about, or isn't qualified. Like, I wouldn't want some guy, some asshole on YouTube trying to teach people like drills. Weapons drills. Who doesn't know what the fuck they're doing? And I don't like stolen valor. I've made that very clear. I don't know much about Hammerhand and the Coach Greg Adams thing. I have seen a few Hammerhand videos, mostly when he was talking about Sydney Raghunath. And that's pretty fucked. Like, this dude doesn't need to be showing his kids' pictures. I have I have a major problem with that. Like, everybody knows who's watched my shit knows I have a particular enemy, right? A particular guy that I don't like. And I know a lot about this motherfucker, including, his ex-wives' names and kids and everything. I will never reach out to them or show any of their pictures. Never. I'm not going to do that. I don't care how pissed off this loser makes me. Because they have nothing to do with it. They don't need to know about this shit. So I'm not going to reach out to them or say anything. I'm not going to put their pictures on live streams. None of that. Because there's enough evidence already. There's enough evidence on this guy already. He just like, if you just look at his Twitter, he just keeps like, it's like he's got a shovel in his hand and he just keeps digging, man. It's like like one of those Looney Tunes cartoons where the character is like digging and he digs to the other side of the world and shit. That's all this guy does. If you just look at his Twitter, it's just like, when you know the truth about him, it's just like, this guy, okay, more projection, awesome. Projecting again, calling someone else a shill and a fraud and a fake. Like, holding up the mirror and looking at, dude, that's you. Or calling people fake MGTOW. You're a fake MGTOW, buddy. I regret to inform you. You're actually a purple pill simp. Hell, you're probably not even purple pill. Anyways, the unfettered ego of many precludes peace. That's, yeah. Is that a quote, man? Like, it's pretty well written. Yeah. But yeah, getting back to that, I wouldn't want some guy, some untrained like loser. You ever see the when they're making fun of people they say are in the militia, and it's like this like obese blob guy that I don't know how he has the fatigues that fit him, and he can barely, barely handle his weapon. I wouldn't want some guy like that out here teaching people drills, firearms drills. What's his name? God, there was an actual special forces like Delta guy that he got older and he put some weight on it. People made fun of him, but he knows his shit because he provably, was a Green Beret and everything. What the fuck was his name? I used to watch his YouTube a lot, but he was kind of a prick in some ways. I forget what his fucking name was, but he's at least legit. But still, like, there's a bunch of people who don't know what the fuck they're talking about. And the same thing, if you are a self-proclaimed legal expert and you don't know what the fuck you're talking about, don't get on YouTube telling people about family law and shit. Don't worry, I got something for you coming soon. And the same thing with game. Game is actually not that hard. you have to work on your social acuity and confidence. You have to believe in yourself. Now, granted, yes, like, people think that game is this magic thing where you're just you can pick up any woman. Anyone who promises you that you can pick up any woman is full of shit. Because I don't care how tight your game is, she might think that, you might just not be her type. Alright, so beware of the snake oil salesman. And that's another problem. Again, getting back to that. The snake oil salesman, people will say, oh, well, this guy's a snake oil salesman. And then, oh, you're starting drama. Like, no, I'm just pointing out the defect in this guy's philosophy and product. And people say that about certain individuals that I associate with, but I don't know. You're going to have to show me a lot more concrete proof. Yeah, kicking the bucket. The Warrior Poet Society guy tells a story about this dude who was kind of like overweight and stuff like that, but he was like a wrestling coach or whatever, and he said that guy, when he really wanted to do some shit, he was a bad motherfucker. And you do have to beware of the sleeper types. You do have to beware of that. But getting back to the shill thing, like, there is a guy who goes by Modern Life Bloating on YouTube, and he hates modern life dating, right? And he says all this stuff about him. Now, particularly, he pointed out the welding thing, and it's like, well, you can't expect someone to be an expert in everything, man. Like, the trades, I think you can make some good money on the trades, such as welding. I think you can make some really good money. Now, he particularly had a problem with, like, the MLD saying you could make 6 figures. But I don't know, did he mean you could make 6 figures doing welding? Or did he mean that you can make six figures if you're doing welding and a side hustle? Right? So, I mean, I just... yeah, I don't get all up in arms about stuff like that. They're like, well, he was a taxi driver and this and that. Well, he seems to be doing quite well right now. What's up, Menace? Did you, like, lose connection or something? Ah, okay. Alright, gotcha. Well, he seems to be doing quite well financially, because living in Tokyo is not cheap, dude. Sorry. You can say he's broke all you want, but he's living in Tokyo, man. That's not a cheap place to live. And then they're going to say, well, it's because he took all these men's money. Well, if you're going to make the accusation that he has no game, you're going to have to prove it. Right? Like, another guy who's supposed, you know, that I've mentioned before, the John Anthony. Like, if you go and you browse his YouTube, it looks to me like he's hired a bunch of escorts, man. Like, obviously, I will need to get more concrete proof, but that's just my opinion. This guy has hired some escorts. And I'll also be honest, this is another, you know, asshole opinion of mine, but like, if you're just a white dude, if you're a white dude with blue eyes and you have a little bit of cash money in your pocket, you're going to do fine in Brazil. Just my opinion. That's not, I don't think that's hard. I mean, that's just like, if I went to Japan, I would do probably pretty well with the gaijin hunters. I would probably be somewhat popular with them, but still, you know, whatever. It's neither here nor there. You know, don't brag about, and I'm talking about the John Anthony guy right now, but probably shouldn't brag about what you're doing in Brazil. It's like easy mode. But see, the problem, yeah, location maxing. Yeah, I guess that's what they call it. I don't, you know, I don't watch the black pill shit as much. Sometimes I'll come by and see what they're talking about. And, I mean, the looks maxing thing, yeah, okay. I mean, look, and saying looks matter, okay, sure, I agree with that. And certain facial features, I agree with that. But yeah, I level 1 online, that's true. Because everything is like a type of cell. You are a such and such cell, you know. Oh, hey, what's up? No, sweetheart. What's up, man? I've seen you before. Yeah, geo maxing, location maxing. Like, it is kind of funny. I mean, if you look at it with a sense of humor, some of the stuff they say is kind of funny. You know, it just, I don't know. And a guy on Twitter, Carl, last night, he was saying, like, and I agree with him, you're not going to make peace with some guy who's been basically hiring, or, you know, at least working in league with these guys who's doxing your family. That's wishful thinking. Your idea for peace is not going to happen. I'm sorry. Like, if someone doxed my family, like, my family just tell them go fuck themselves anyways, but, and they all, you know, they all have guns. Sorry, I mean, you wonder why I'm a gun nut. They're all armed too. And so dox them all you want, they'll laugh at you and tell you to fuck off. Still, there's no way you could broker peace with me after you did that. Like, I'm just, you know, put yourself in Rollo Tomasi's shoes. So you're talking about female nature and putting out books and shit. You don't claim to be a game expert or anything like that per se. You leave the game, you know, to the guys who say they're game experts, right? But you sell books. And some assholes decide that they don't like what you're talking about in your books and so on and so forth. And they just decide, well, let's dox this guy's daughter. Let's start putting her information out there and, you know, showing her pictures and passing around her Facebook and all that shit. You're going to be pretty fucking pissed, I'd imagine, if someone did that to your kid. Yeah, I last time I did a stream that had firearms, I realized that you can't, on YouTube anyways, you can't do that. That's a no-no. So that's why I'm pretty much just rolling with, and I'm not feeling photogenic right now because I'm just chilling in my usual, you know, basketball shorts and wife beater, so I'm not going to be on camera. Yeah, you can't make peace with people who aren't at peace within themselves either. And that's, you know, either normal people who are just going through some shit or the mentally ill people who will never get better. Especially since, you know, the types of illnesses that these guys have, you have to understand that you are mentally ill first and go seek treatment. But if they think they're perfect and that they're not mentally ill, they're never going to do that. Just, you know, that's the nature of that beast. He was a self-proclaimed forever alone. He ended up hooking up with a female YouTuber, and his whole audience turned on him. They were supposed to be happy for him. Crabs in a bucket. Now, who are we talking about here, though? MondayFa. Oh, okay. Sorry, I missed that. MondayFa Monday. No, I've never heard of him, but yeah, I mean that's another problem with that type of person. Like when I see other dudes doing well, I don't get jealous. Good for them, man. I'm only about what I can do for myself, and I have a lot of improvement that I still need to work on. I'm not going to sit here and say that I am the perfect person or that you guys should be like me or whatever. No, I am not where I want to be, and I have to work towards that. Although I do have an opportunity coming up to do what I've been wanting to do with myself, and very happy about that. We'll see what comes of it, but it's a very big opportunity. I have been learning to code, but I'm kind of like, not sure how I feel about that. You know, I'm not going to give up on that entirely, but you know, this other opportunity is what I really want to do with myself. Because as much as I like being at the computer and tech and stuff, I really like that stuff. But I'm a hands-on kind of guy. I'm a get it done type of person. I wish the weather would get better so that I could go hiking, but you know. MondayFa was a great YouTuber, covered politics and had some great takes. He ended up quitting YouTube. Yeah, I mean, I hope his life is better now that he's quit YouTube. I mean, you have to have a healthy attitude towards YouTube. Like, that's the problem. Another reason why I would never really think to make YouTube a career is like, these idiots start like doxing you or whatever. It can fuck up, ruin your career, fuck up your life, and you know, sometimes you just want to unplug. And that's why I don't take this YouTube shit all that seriously. I don't want to be a career YouTuber. Period. I'll make videos. I'll have fun with it. You know, making fun of losers when they deserve it, but I'm not gonna bully somebody. I almost feel like I'm bullying the guy, and then it's just like, wait a minute, he stole this man's vehicle after, you know, promising to pay, and when he did have it, he was beating the shit out of it, driving it like a maniac. And he ruined another friend of mine's lawsuit because he was promising he was a legal expert and he was going to, get some shit done. And of course, he's not who he says he was, so he fucked people over. So many people are making clout chasing YouTube channels to make up for what's lacking from the inside. That's, dude, you have to be, you have to be complete as a person. That's why you see all these like self-loathing, hateful haters, right? Because they're not self-actualized. They're not complete as people. They don't accept themselves. And that's another thing that I want to get into is like, there's a lot of guys that say the red pill, they haven't absorbed the red pill. I'm going to get back onto that. I was on a live stream the other day talking about the same shit, but these guys have not absorbed the red pill. They just haven't. That's why you're so angry about all this stuff. Because you haven't accepted that, okay, this is female nature. This is what it is. And it's never going to be your blue pill fantasy. And that's why I think a lot of guys are angry. Besides the society tricked me thing, which I can understand that completely. Like, society told you it was this way. It was never this way. You were lied to. I hate being lied to. I understand that entirely. I hate liars. I hate people who say there's something they're not. It infuriates me. But you gotta have a healthy outlet for your anger, your emotions. Not just your anger, but your sadness, depression, whatever it is you're going through. You have to have a healthy outlet for it. Instead of being toxic. All right. Sorry for the dead air. I'm just drinking water and just chilling here. What else do you guys have anything else to add? Because if it starts stagnating, I will end the stream, as we are working towards an hour, and I have been somewhat rambling and repeating myself just a little bit. Bad habit. See, there's something I got to work on. Don't repeat yourself so damn much. It bores people. And I've said a lot of what I have to say. I mean, that's it. That's my primary thing. Flush the toilet. You have to expose the shit bags, flush them out, run them out of town, like in the old westerns. Run them out of town, and then you can get back to peace and quiet and productivity. Right. All right, man. Like, I'm just saying, do you guys have any input? Because I'm kind of like right now I'm feeding off of y'all's input. Because I feel like I've yeah. One thing you can try is have some subtle ambient sound in the background. Yeah, I'm gonna have to look at it like royalty-free music. As long as the thing about royalty-free music is a lot of times it fucking sucks. I do have someone working on some music for me for this channel that I will be paying. I don't know how long it will take them to get it done, because they have lives. They have their life. What do we do if we have a clogged toilet? Well, you call the plumber. Shout out to the plumber, by the way. Some people don't like him. He's not everybody's cup of tea, but I think he's a good dude personally. Everybody's got their quirks. And take a stand. Even if it means your exile. Absolutely, dude. You gotta have, we're men here. We gotta, courage. You gotta have courage. Yeah, it just requires some digging. Yeah, I will eventually. I just don't have like I don't have the time. Like I just have other stuff I want to do, and you know, I can't stream for 8 hours, man. Like if I'm streaming or on a stream and it's about the 3 hour mark, I'm like ready to fall asleep. I don't know how these guys can do those long streams. Like I don't know. Maybe they're taking some kind of meds or something. I don't know. Shit. Yeah, you definitely have some history, but one thing to keep in mind, that person in particular, um, the Blob, that's his thing was always divide and conquer. So I don't know if I've mentioned this, but the Blob was telling certain individuals, including me, that you and another person were going to try to have him killed. I mean that by him, I mean the plumber. That you guys were going to call, SWAT. I don't know if you know what swatting is. I'm sure you do. You're young enough to know what that is, but it's shit like that. As you wonder, like, I don't know, he wonders why I have a problem with him. On that very topic, like he's telling me that, Iron Man and Broccoli, they're going to have the plumber swatted and they're going to have him killed, right? And then he's like, I don't know what he wanted, but he wanted me to do something. I don't know if he wanted me to fucking gear up and go to fucking blast you guys or what, but I seen private messages, screenshots of private messages where he was like saying, I'm not a good friend to plumber and this and that, right? Like, motherfucker, listen, I fought in Iraq, which I think was a bullshit conflict. That's not happening again. Nobody is going to contract me to fight their war for them on some bullshit. Right? There are no weapons of mass destruction. Right? You ain't gonna convince me. I'm not a fucking sucker. Sorry. I know that offends you that I'm not a sucker and that I won't do your bidding, but I won't do anybody's bidding. I fight my battles, my own battles, for my own reasons, and that's it. You aren't going to trick me or manipulate me into doing some crazy shit. It's not going to happen. And that's what a lot of men in the Manosphere need to learn. Be a man. Fight your own battles. Don't be manipulated. There's a lot of people who are just sycophants. They are manipulated. That's why they're fanboy for these guys. Like, I like modern life dating, but I'm not a fanboy. I'm not a little bitch. He's a cool dude. I met him in person, shook his hand. I know other people don't like him and they have their reasons. They think he's a fake and a fraud. Whatever. I'm going to need some really concrete evidence to change my opinion on the guy. I told Brock to record me laying out everything. See, I protected Plumber from what was coming, and it infuriated the fat rat. See, that's the thing that got everything started, right? Well, I know you didn't intend this, but like what ended up happening is you gave him ammunition, right? And I'm not blaming you, or like don't take this as like a slight against you or anything like that, but he used that as ammunition, like, oh, they dox Plumber, and to stir up shit, and that's what he does. He'll take the smallest little thing and he'll turn it into, he'll turn a molehill into a mountain, at least to him, and then he expects everybody else to like agree to his psychosis that we need to do something, man. Like, yeah. Like, no. how about you sit down and relax and think, use your head. But, you know, for a smart guy, he's awfully stupid. Or self-proclaimed smart guy, but he's not all that brilliant, if you ask me. As we will soon see. Just, I hate, you know, I hate that that's all I can say right now, but it's not on me. It's actually on the Ninth Circuit's Court of Appeals. So that's what the holdup is. Tell them motherfuckers to hurry up and come up with their opinion. And then we can finish this. I really do. I honestly really want to finish this saga and like do something else. But I follow certain rules, and if you're gonna, you know, a finishing blow has to be a finishing blow. You know, that means I have to cover everything. And by the way, you can flag my videos, or you can, you know, come up with all of your little sock accounts to thumbs down my shit all you want. I don't care. It's not going to stop me. It's actually kind of pathetic that you would do that. But I'm not surprised. All right, hang on. Who are you calling a troll? Real name's not given. Are you talking about, you know, the Slob Lewis, or someone else? I don't think there's a troll in the chat. I know pretty much all you guys that are in the chat right now. Oh, okay. Yeah, because yeah, I mean, the guy, I should have known. Like, I actually kicked myself for like even supporting the guy at all. Because I did, you know, at the time I thought he was just like an angry dude, man, like that had been through some shit, like he'd been through the ringer, and, you know, yeah, he's just angry. And I was wrong. Like, he just turned out to be just like a mentally ill, fucked up dude. What are you gonna do? Yeah, no, I don't think there's no trolls in here, man. They're all cool dudes. Yeah, lesson learned. That's why I'm like, you know, that's why now, like, I will say he helped me. Now I see, when I see guys just like that, it's just like, okay, I see what's going on here. I see who that person is. Boom, like, avoid, or, you know, whatever. Just avoid them. Don't fall for their little manipulations. Boom, good to go. Too easy. And I recognize that in men. I recognize that in women. All right, real name's not given, man. Thank you for coming by. Appreciate it. And always good to have you here, dude. Yeah, you know, I would like to have more subscribers, but it ain't a big deal if I don't. Like, as long as the message gets out there, and that's the whole point of this channel, really, and to have the conversation. I'm really happy with all my interview shows that I've done. Like, that was a good show that you and I did, Dennis. You know, I'm pretty happy with that. I almost want to get the dipping guy on, the black pill guy, but I don't know. He made some revelations about who was responsible for the doxing, which we all know. we all know who is responsible for doxing Rello and them. Who actually gave the black pillars the information, we know. But, I mean, Dippin confirmed it. Dippin confirmed that it was Anthony Dream Johnson and George Bruno that gave the black pillars all that information, and then they just took it and ran with it. And, then you got Anthony Dream Johnson. Yeah, the tomato cells. Yeah. I've never seen you in here before, but welcome. It's Moon Money, and I want it now. Yeah, it was Anthony Johnson and George Bruno gave the tomato farmer and his sycophants that information. And now I actually saw him in the Black Pill stream last night. That kind of like solidifies it, and it's kind of well known at this point. Yeah, and honestly, there's a lot of fuck shit. Like, people are accusing individuals of being pedos. Like, if you can listen, accusing someone of being a pedo is a very, very hardcore thing to accuse someone of, and you better have some like really concrete evidence, because if it's just like loose, weak evidence, man, I'll tell you what I would do. I'd sue the fuck out of you. You can hide behind your avatar all you want, but I'd sue that ass. Someone was accusing me of being a pedo. Now, welcome, Taj, man. Good to see you, buddy. I've been rambling for about an hour, but good to see you, man. As always. Yeah, so there is a rumor, by the way, that they're going to do a live stream about how John MLD is a pedo and blah, blah, blah. And I hope they're smart. Like, and what I mean by that is that they don't do it because somehow my psychic powers tell me they don't have any fucking concrete evidence, and that is grounds for being sued. Just my personal opinion, obviously. Yeah, well, that's the thing. Him and ADJ and DDJ are like very similar people, except for one's like actually in decent shape and the other is an obese blob. But as far as their like mental state is concerned, they're practically the same. And I didn't know that about ADJ. I actually tried to warn him when this all started. I tried to warn the guy about Slob Lewis, but fell on deaf ears. Like, I'm a pretty mellow, laid back guy usually. Like, it takes a lot to get me fired up. And so when it came to the split between the Rule Zero crew and the Red Man group, like, I didn't know much about it. I didn't really pay any attention. I just thought, guys have their differences. Sometimes you have a falling out, and that's how it goes. But learning the truth about that is fucking crazy, man. Sorry, my phone is blowing up. So, let's see. I saw AD Sharp post. Toddler level name calling. Yeah, I mean, well, when I watched the stream that Donovan was on, that's apparently what was going on in the chat. Like, he would not come on the StreamYard, like they gave him a StreamYard link, like, hey man, come on the show, like let's talk this out. And all he was apparently doing in the chat was run his mouth and call people names. Alright, sorry, dead air. Dead air again, my bad. I was looking at something. I got a couple of thoughts blowing my phone up. Alright. Anybody else have anything to add? Because we're going past an hour. I'm surprised I made it this long. I was actually sitting here thinking like, yeah, this is probably going to be a short stream, and I've managed to ramble quite a bit. I'm impressed. I impressed myself. How did you fare in the freezing ass cold? Well, I mean, it's been cold, but it wasn't that bad. Like I didn't get, I'm in a different location, let's just say, than I was a year ago. So if I was still in that location, it would be fucking cold as shit and snowy. But where I'm at now, it's still cold, but we didn't get a lot of snow. It still sucks outside. I hate the winter. I'm so fucking ready for spring, dude. Get out there and do some hiking. I don't like being out in the cold. Just that's just me. I was born in the South, and I've retained that like need for warmth, even though I grew up in the North. Last thing I want to say. I'm surprised there are still people defending this Sydney guy. He's been exposed. That's what I'm talking about, man. Like they attack other people for doing things, right, that they're doing themselves, and then they say, well, they're accusing us of something they do themselves. Like, no, you guys started it. You guys started it. They retaliated. Like, you can't judge them for retaliation on something you did to them. You're doxing their families. You know, what do you expect them to just like roll over and take it like a bitch? It's not gonna happen. I know I wouldn't. I sure as fuck wouldn't roll over and take it like a bitch. I would humiliate you the way that they've done, right? So, and it's funny because they were like, at first the guys were like, ah, oh, no, that's not MGTOW dictionary. That's not him. That's not the real him, right? But you know, it's the same thing with my shit. When I was talking about, you know, Slob Lewis, even though I happen to know people who lived with him, who were his, you know, landlady, landlord, all that shit. I happen to know them personally, have their phone numbers and shit. People didn't believe me. This, you know, and his landlady, her husband, has nothing to do with any of this shit. Like, he's not on YouTube or nothing. And I talked to him individually just to see what he had to say about all this stuff. Despite all that stuff, people still did not believe me until I came out with the video of Slob Lewis. Until I came out with the video evidence, people did not believe me. And it kind of worked that way with old Sydney. Like, well, I actually have, by the way, Sydney, you can keep trying to take that shit down all you want. I actually, I'm not putting it up, by the way. But I do have a recording. I do have a copy of it. So, That's just never going away until you repent for what you've done. I know that I'm asking a lot for people to apologize for their wrongdoings. I've actually seen dudes who've caused a lot of trouble on YouTube actually come out and admit that they were wrong and what they were wrong about and stuff. So it's doable. You just got to get past your mental illness. Right, and there is, you know, I agree with Hammerhand. There is something legitimately wrong with the guy. Like if you look at the video, body language is important, right? And your eyes can't hide. Your eyes can't hide what's going on behind them, right? So if you are not confident, scared, your eyes will betray you. You can talk tough all you want. Your body language betrays you. Just like the black pill guys that say they've tried game, but they never worked on their inner game. They never worked on like their actual believing in themselves, being confident. And it is true that like confidence does come from accomplishment for you doing stuff. You know, that's why I'm so confident in who I am as a person. You know, I know I'm a good dude because I've been out there and I've done shit. I've done shit that a lot of people will never do in their entire lifetime. And it doesn't make me better than everybody, but it does fill me with a sense of confidence in who I am and what I'm capable of. I was on another stream before a couple days ago where I was talking about a man should know their limitations. And that's part of confidence too. I know what I can do and I know what I can't do. And I know what I could possibly do better if I applied myself. Maybe I'm not that good at it, but if I put some work in, I could do it. Right? Knowing myself, knowing my limitations. And not fearing my limitations. I work around them. That's a part of being a man and being a confident man. I know I'm no Chad. I'll tell you straight up. You guys have seen me. I don't hide behind a camera. I'm no Chad, but I can still get girls. And, you know, I'm not a fucking incel, obviously. It's not over. That's the thing. It's not over for a lot of these guys that come on the black pill stream. They turn their cameras on, and I've seen them. Like you're not some like hideous basement dwelling freak. Like if you just applied yourself, you could get girls. But I think a lot of it's your personal attitude about yourself, about women. That just needs to be fixed. Yeah. You know, if he apologized, level 1 online, if he apologized and he took those videos down, you know, that would, obviously he's not getting Christmas cards from these dudes, but it would solve a lot. It would help. And I do see where Donovan was coming from. But at the same time, like, yeah, you dox a man's family, that's never like, or you're the one who gave the person who was doxing their family the dox the information where to find it. He's never going to be cool with you. It's done. It's wishful thinking to think that they could ever work together, come together. No. Level 1 online, yes. But the problem is that's never going to happen because he's got a book. He's got a book called The 48 Laws of Dating or whatever. So again, it's in his self-interest to try to shill his own book. So therefore, the number 3 is never going to happen. It'd be nice. It'd be nice for them to never mention dating coaches again. But they look like, also the thing about the black pill guys in particular is like when they come together and commiserate on these 8-hour streams, like their brain is releasing chemicals. It's releasing certain chemicals, and so they are addicted to us. It's almost like an addiction. Well, actually, it is. It is kind of like a drug addiction. It's just like getting addicted to. A lot of us in the modern age are fairly addicted to dopamine. Just the little things that make us feel good. When thoughts start blowing up your fucking phone. All right. Well, it's been a good stream, man. I was not expecting it to be this good, even though there's been a little bit of rambling and dead air. It's pretty good. I'm not super good at doing solo shows. I usually like to have someone to bounce ideas off of. Well, I used to be better. Let's just say that. I used to be a much better stream when I did my gun shows. They're still on Twitch. I was a lot better, and plus, talking about my favorite subject, guns. I can never do the gun show on here, by the way. But if you didn't get that from what I said earlier, I can never do the gun show on YouTube. Not as a live stream. I could probably, do it on another platform, and then like import it over to YouTube, as a completed video. But I can never actually do. And I would love to do the gun show again. I'd actually had plans to do it, but people, it's against the YouTube terms of service, so and people would flag me, so I'm going to stick with the YouTube terms of service. Yeah, I'll probably be doing firearm videos on this channel, but I used to do under my other name, my non-red pill stuff. I did what was called the Gun Show on Twitch TV, which I've since pretty much retired Twitch TV. Mostly because I got into doing red pill shit. And I figured, hell, why not just import my gun show idea and my firearm stuff with my red pill stuff, because I can help red pill people improve their game on that. I mean, obviously, I'm not a super expert, but I'm adept. I'm adept enough to teach people and train people. Obviously, I would, if you really, really want good training, I would send you to certain people. I know of a couple places you could get really good training. I'm gonna have to find some schools that I would promote on the west side, or maybe the Midwest of the country. But I know for a fact that Palmetto State Army is actually opening up their own training facility, and I believe that's in South Carolina. And Valor Ridge, Reed Hendricks with Valor Ridge, he is in Tennessee. Where he's at is that's what the place is called. Just look up Valor Ridge, and that's in Tennessee, and that's somewhere towards eastern Tennessee, pretty close to the Kentucky-Tennessee border. A little town called Harrogate. around the Cumberland Gap. So I would send people there if they were on the eastern part of the United States. It's not going to be, it wouldn't be cheap, but I can give the thumbs up on, I think the training would be good for anybody. But what I'm probably going to do is just show certain drills guys can practice. The problem is I need more ammo. I need to order like a shit ton of ammo. And as soon as my my tax refund comes in, I will do just that. I will buy crypto and I will buy ammo. But yeah, yeah, so if you want firearms content, you will get it on this channel. I'm just waiting for things to warm up, and I'm waiting to get ammunition. I did one video. I did a mag dump. It's on my channel. It's called the Real Trigger Machine. That was fun, but it's, yeah, like seriously, like 5.56 has gotten up to like fucking $1 per bullet at this point, and it's ridiculous. It's fucking ridiculous, man. That's why I'm not doing firearms content right now. At least not something where I'm shooting. I actually kind of wonder why Terrence Pop hasn't done that. Like, he's somebody who could really really train motherfuckers, because that's, you know, that's what Green Berets do. Ah, so you're familiar with Reed? Yes, I like his work. I got 500. Okay, that's, yeah, that's pretty fucking outrageous, man. Yeah, 9mm up there too. Like, I am going to be buying like a big box of 9mm soon. But I'm kind of concerned, man, because some guys got to learn, but that steel case, you can get like cheaper steel case ammunition, but it beats the shit out of your gun. If your gun is not like meant to fire steel case shit like the AK-47 is, it's gonna wear and tear your gun a lot more than brass. Yeah, the price, man, of like weapons themselves, the AR platforms, like you said, like even a starter AR-15 at this point is literally like somewhere around. It was around 600-ish. Now it's gone up. I haven't looked in a while, but I could swear it probably has gone up to like $800. Now I remember I got a good quality AR, and this was back in 2016 though. The one that I have my Fostech Echo trigger in that you see a lot with the green furniture, I got that for $800. That's a Wyndham Weaponry, kind of like more of a mid-tier AR, which I love. I love that thing. It served me very, very well. But I paid $800 for that, and that was, you know, more of the higher tier / mid-grade, mid to high grade weapon. And now the starter beginner guns are just, ugh. And I don't know, and I'm itching to buy a new gun too. God. I went to a gun shop, a local gun shop, and they were like, they had nothing on the shelf except for like really obscure, like weirdo guns that most people wouldn't buy anyways. But and I was like, man, what's going on? He had no ammo and he had no guns, and it's like, what the fuck? And well, he explained to me though that with the beer bug, that They had a metal shortage, they had a steel shortage. It makes sense because, you know, sending everybody home and not and telling them to not work. Yeah, you're gonna have eventually. There's going to be a bottleneck and shortage. See here. Okay, machine shop. Yeah, can't even get forgings. Yeah, yeah. The metal shortages affect everybody and everything, or affected rather. Sitting here speaking another language. Yep. I'm so sick of the beer bug shit. I'm so sick of like these crazy maskers. I don't wear a mask, by the way. I'm an asshole, and they don't expect it that much where I'm at anyways. I live in a really conservative place, but oh really? A 3D printer? Huh. Wonder how much that runs you. Making grips. Well, that's not a bad idea for a business. Yeah, like the mask shit is mental illness, man. Okay, 250 bones. Alright. That's not bad. That's not bad. It's one of the things I wish I was good at, man, is making shit or artistic shit or music. Being a musician, I don't have any of those skills, man. Runs in my family, but I just don't have them. I'm not musically inclined. I love music, but I can't play it. But yeah, I mean, I have my skills. I'll just say that. I have my talents. Yeah, I think 3D printer would be a great asset. Now, I do have a question though, Bucket. The raw materials for the 3D printing, how does that run you? Now, it's 20 bucks a spool, but is that like, what type of material are we talking about here, though? So, like polymer. I don't really know how this works, you know. I don't know everything. Okay, so yeah, you're talking about like a polymer. You can make a polymer lower with 3 or 4 for one spool. I'm guessing you're talking polymer, not just plastic. That doesn't sound too bad. I kind of figured that would be a much more expensive venture, dude. Okay, that's interesting. Not a bad idea. I'm always looking for like side business ideas, side hustles, but it's got to be something plausible that I'm capable of doing. So that's been my big thing. Like I have a certain set of skills that I'm really good at that I would trust myself to do in business, and then there's other stuff where I'm like, I don't know. I mean, you got to take risks, obviously. To succeed, you will always have to take risks. That is a truth. But oh shit. Yeah, there are some things that pay for themselves, and that's something I could see if you did it right, you could have it pay for itself. That's not what you want to do. $10 to $20 a day on these printers. That's rent, huh? All right, guys. I'm at an hour and a half, and I'm ready for some lunch. So, any last words, last messages before we drop it off here? See, so you guys are talking some business there. No, if you had any last input before I close it out about the because we digressed definitely from the original topic here. Yes, okay, level 1 has something to say. Let's do this. Yeah, man, anytime. I want to do this more regularly, but that whole time thing. Can you tell MLD about the website and app library? I don't even know anything about that, but yeah, uses blockchain tech. I'll bring it up to him. I don't know if you like have him on Discord or anything like that. He doesn't check Discord that much, but yeah. Matter of fact, he might already know about that. I don't really watch the Tokyo crypto stream. I probably should, but I just have I only take that so much. I mean, I'm in the crypto game myself. I actually own a whole Litecoin at this point, some Ethereum, a small chunk of Bitcoin, and I've actually been planning on. Oh shit! Like go away. You message him that much, man? I don't really. Damn. Yeah, I don't. I talk to him on occasion, here and there. I don't talk to him that much. He's a busy guy. Yeah, but I can bring up library. I actually might look it up myself. Maybe he just doesn't know you or trust you, or he thinks you're somebody else. Like, I mean, he knows me, like, he knows I'm not a troll or anything, and again, I met him in person. I see, sir. Okay, well, that sucks, man. I'm sorry to hear that. All right, dudes, I am going to call it here. Yeah, good to see you. Matter of fact, I might have to get up with you. I don't know what your schedule is looking like today. I mean, you're on that Aussie time. But I will definitely have to get up with you, man. It's been a while. Yeah, that's just weird, level 1. I don't know, man. Sometimes people just... I have my moments where I just like don't want to hear from anybody. Like I'm never gonna tell somebody to go away and stop talking to me forever or anything like that. But sometimes I just want to not talk to anybody. I just want to have some time to myself. So I gotcha. All right, guys. Well, that's gonna do it for us today. So expect some videos, especially one coming when the Court of Appeals makes their decision. But catch you all later. You know where to find me. Peace.